What's up, everyone? I'll reach 300K in 100 days if I keep it up like this. It's crazy, right? I already at 2,100. It's or 201,000. Man, that didn't take long. I zipped right through that. Is it cold here? It's very cold here. All right. Oh, cool emoji there. Love that. Okay. I have an announcement. Number one, I couldn't update my thumbnail, so it's the same one as last night. I don't know why. And number two is that the forum is up. Now, here's the deal. Aaron's coming on in a second. He'll be on in the chat. So the forum is up. We're changing the DNS. Not we are. Aaron is changing the DNS so that it can be at its proper location, which, yes, the forum is up. He's going to put a link here that you guys can go to if you open up a second tab, and hopefully you can look at it. But what Aaron's doing right now is he's putting in, he's going to come on and we're going to talk about what the tab should be, and I want to get people's opinions right now. Do I know what DNS stands for? Of course I don't. Directory something, I don't know. That's why Aaron's here. That's why Aaron's here to help. Domain name server. There we go. What's up, Desmond? The kids were off school today. We had 2 inches of snow here, and the kids were sliding. They were sledding in my front yard, in our front yard here, in laundry baskets. There's Aaron, everybody. Okay, so Aaron's moderating right now. So what he's going to do first, before he puts in the link, he's got a bit.ly link that he'll put in, but before, he's going to add a bunch of categories. I just, hold on, Aaron. Let me bring up the thing. I closed the. I'm going to open up the forum. Oh man, so you added a bunch of stuff to it. Okay. So I just opened a new tab. Rick diet tips. Yeah. So I just opened up a new tab with the bit.ly link of it. Now we have to have categories on what they should be. So what are the categories we should have? And there's a board discussion category, but then there's other topics. Matcha. Well, that can be in the discussion there. Rant corner, the rant corner. Look at that. I like that. What are my favorite bebop albums? Is that one? Music theory should be one. Obviously, Aaron. Composition, okay. Film scoring, okay. What's up, King? What's happening? Gear discussion. Rob, jazz, rock, classical. Mixing production. Yeah, general overall categories, because drum miking obviously would go in the mixing production. Or maybe we should call it not mixing production, recording production or something. Because mixing obviously would be just part of that. So there should be a place probably. What's up, Tom? Sounding off requests. Great. Show topic requests. Those are great. Discussing the shows. There should probably be a category, Aaron, for Rick Beato video, or, video topic, and then the live. This channel should have its own discussion area. How to use Axe Effects. Oh man, I'm not going to be moderating that one. There are way too many. That is just that's a there's way too many things in that, man. You can set the microphones, you can set, you name it. Rick Beato 2020 obviously should be one. Tab finger ultra mega arpeggio category. That's enough to start, Roberta. Yeah, those are good. Those are pretty much really good categories. And I am going to do merch. I decided. Dylan was telling me, he goes, Daddy, you need to have, why don't you have merch? And I said, well, we've talked about merch. I said, you mean swag? He says, what do you mean? What's swag? I said, swag is merch. And well, swag is usually merch that you get for free from people. It's usually merch that you don't want, that you get from people. You get swag when you go to if you go to a festival and they fill up your bag with all this stuff, and it's always stuff that you don't want. Ear training could be a category too, Aaron. Nari has it right there. That's all swag, what she just put up in her what are those things called? Emojis. Stuff we all get. Negative harmony and 432 should be their own categories and be locked from the start. I like that. You should sell a chicken nugget on fire with Inferno Tender written on it. Oh, that would be, that's classic. Dylan would like that. Beato brand black tees. Okay, that's good. Shirts with top quotes from the rants. Rick Sonic hairdo. Modes and synthetic skill. Atonality. Microtonality. That's probably all going to be under subgenre of music. Yeah, too many Elvis lanyards. That's exactly right. Beato coffee cup. I like that. Jay's list. General, the Beato book, Late Night Rick, Everything Music, Control Room Couch. I like that. Okay, sounding off. Trading Post. Is that for selling stuff? That's interesting. Current UMG complaints. No, that's going to be too big of a thing. Tap finger, thank you. Software discussion, under gear, music business. Aaron, are you there? Rick the oboe reed maker? Not yet, Peter. That's going to be 6 months from now. Let's see here. Oh, man. Aaron's already... Okay, Aaron, you already got this cooking. The Godfather should probably have its own category. Mafia movies. I watched Godfather 2 today. And I caught a couple things that I've never caught before. So, Dylan's oboe adventures. There we go. So I'm working on a Danny Elfman video, by the way. And Aaron just made fun of me because I've been using Pro Tools for 18 years, and I had to call Ken, my assistant, to ask him how to set up a template. That's pretty amazing, right? Maurizio, what's up? Jay, is that you've been designing custom T-shirts and have a vendor will do production printing? Wow, awesome, very cool. Jay, write to me on Gmail. Well, let's talk about that. We'll set up we can do a Skype about it. Yeah, so I'm working on Danny Elfman. I'm doing a mock-up of the beginning of the Batman theme. It's you call the Godfather topic, leave the gun, take the cannoli. So anyways, yeah, so Danny Elfman thing, since it's Warner Brothers, I'm actually programming it from scratch. Introduction, anyways, and I might do a couple little sections. It's pretty involved, obviously. Oh, the Reddit AMA. Oh yeah, Aaron. We need to talk about that. We need to set that up. You need to help me set up the Reddit AMA. Yes. Track night. What's up, Eli? Okay, so Aaron, do you want to put the link up to it right now? Hold on, I'm going back to it. I'm going to refresh. Give me a second. It's great. Oh man, this is gonna be smoking. Yeah, this is gonna be killer. Aaron, are you there? Do we need to create a username for the forum? Or should they use their yes, they need to create a username for the forum? Correct. Okay, correct. Username. You guys should use your YouTube usernames for the forum, I would think. That way we know who you are. Thank you, King. The like button helps Rick's channel get more publicity. That's true, actually. I have a subreddit, Maurizio, but I don't go over there, and I don't like Reddit. I mean Reddit's okay and everything, but somebody asked me a question or something, and on the first time I went on Reddit, and I said, "Oh, just give me they asked me some question. I said, "Here, just email me." And because I put my email in there, they blocked me from ever posting on that Reddit. It's ridiculous. That's why I'm not doing subreddit. How's that? Yeah, people on Reddit are pretty annoying. Besides, why give them the business? I mean, Reddit's cool for certain things. I go over to Reddit and I look at things, but they literally blocked me the first time I got on there because somebody had a question for me. I said, "Oh, just email me," and I put up my email to give them, and they took down my post, and they said I can't post anything on there, on whatever subreddit it was. I can't even remember. It wasn't on my own, but it was on something else. There you go. You're not sure how to open another tab on your tablet, Rebecca. Oh, usually there's a on the iPhone you can press at the bottom and you can open up another tab. Plus button top right. There you go. What's up, Joel? Plus sign. There you go. So, Aaron, are you ready to paste the thing in there? Or should I put it in there? The bit.ly link? Reddit is like the Wild West, that's for sure. I mean, there's some of the dumbest things I've ever read on there. 2 minutes. Okay, fine. We'll give Aaron some time. Yeah. Occasionally you have people that actually know something on there that answer questions, but it's typically, a bunch of 15-year-olds that I don't know. I don't want to get into it. Let's see. What band do we think it was the most ahead of its time when they first came out? Wow, great question. Well, it'd have to be a band that didn't become successful, right? Because The Beatles were ahead of their time. Let's see here. Let me think about this. What band was the most ahead of its time when they first came out? Okay, yeah, okay, that's a different. Okay. The Beatles were not necessarily ahead of their time when they first came out because their music was very much R&B and they had a lot of covers that they did. But it was very much Zeppelin was very ahead of its time, I think. Although they did good question. Anybody not when they started. Honestly, man, I mean, you think about records that didn't sound like anything. Boston's first record did not sound like anything. I'd never heard anything like that when it came out. Like 'em or hate 'em, Boston had a completely original sound when they came out. U2, boy, U2 had a pretty original sound from the beginning. David Bowie, I got to think back to the first records. Devo, I mean, Devo was really kind of in the Radiohead. I don't think was that original Eli when they came out. Sabbath, maybe Black Sabbath. REM, interesting. I'm a huge REM fan, and I never think to talk about them. Pat Metheny was very ahead of his time. Bright Size Life did not sound like anything when it came out. Still doesn't sound like anything. And I agree with Kevin that OK Computer, well, they started to evolve on, radio started to evolve on the bends, no question about it. Beethoven. Well, we're talking about artists, bands that you can talk about. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. What is the first ELP record though? Rush did have a very unique sound. That's a good question. That's discussion board material right there. Yeah. Stan Getz, Steely Dan. You know, Steely Dan, their first record, "Can't Buy a Thrill," was pretty original actually. That was pretty original. Okay, Aaron, you ready? Are you gonna post Aaron's gonna post a bit.ly link. It's gonna have a different. The DNS thing has not gone through yet. It will be tomorrow, and we'll post the link, or it will be, and it might, any time now. He's already sent it in, but it's so there's the link right there. There we go. Drum roll. I'm going over there right now. Hold on. Wow. Look at that. I'm clipping. Hold on. I'll turn it down. I know I talk a little loud sometimes. The forum is too bright. No way, man. That's my blue. That's the Beato blue right there. Voice is clipping. I just turned it down a little bit, George. I turned it down 3 dB. Should be fine now. Andrea, ciao. Good to see ya. Here come the complaints. That's the Beato blue. Can't change it. That's very soothing when I look at it. Sean Lane. I'm not sure what Sean Lane has to do. Is that somebody that came out? What What about a forum about music education regarding methods? Hey, you can, you know, Mr. Pat Ryan is on. So Pat, there's a forum. If you go up the, if you can open up a new tab, if you're on your computer, you can open up a new tab and you can see our new forum that we just started. Aaron posted it. There's the link right there, Pat. If you click on that, that's our new Beato music forum on my website. That will be a link to my website at some point in the next 24 hours. Aaron, what will the address be eventually? Can you write that in there, what it's going to be? Well, let's not confuse people there. But no one has posted anything. Hold on, let me see if anyone's written anything in anything yet. Wait, one thread, general discussion. Let's see, it says one post. Oh, welcome to the forum. Okay, there we go. That was from Aaron. Wow. 18 viewing, general discussion. Threads. Wait, are people already putting things up here? Nice. Peter Smart-isms. I love that. That is great. Okay, so everybody needs to go in on their, use their, you should use your, use your YouTube names so everybody knows who it is. Just so you guys recognize each other. Confirm YouTube actually takes 30%. Ah, oh, God, I hate those people. All right, King. It be blue. Okay, so all the banner stuff, once it's set up, there's not going to be any ads on there as of tomorrow. When it gets over to the thing, all this stuff is going to be gone. It's going to look. I have to actually pay for the forum. I've got to. Banning users. What about that? Aaron will figure all that out. But obviously that's going to need to be moderated. Tabfinger, you're too old to understand what's going on here. So, okay, so I have a forum now where people can talk. It has Aaron just gave out it's a discussion board, essentially. So it'll have all different kinds of topics. People can post things in there. You know how people want to talk about. If somebody wanted to put up a piece or a song or something to have critiqued by other people, you can do it there. If somebody wants to put pictures of their studio up there or something like that, whatever. If somebody wants a topic, wants to know something. Wait, okay, hold on. YouTube now restricts monetization to channels with 1,000 subs and 4 hours of played content. Is that really true? 4,000 hours of played content? Since when? Man. That's really crazy. Nari, is that really true? So wait, how many subscribers do you need? You need 1,000 subscribers? Wait, what is that? Restricts monetization. Well, okay, 1,000 subscribers. 4,000 hours of played content. Wait, 4,000 hours? Is that a lot? I'm not sure. 4,000 times 60, because I was thinking minutes here. Let me see how much that is here. Oh, well, 4,000 times 60. 3 zeros and then 5 zeros and 24 with 5 zeros, right? So, 240,000 minutes, watch minutes. That is, Nari, do you have 240,000 watch minutes? You must, for sure. Well, you have, definitely you do. I'm sure. Well, if you make short videos, it can take a lot to get to 240,000 watch minutes. Well, 250,000 minutes, but that's lifetime, so that's not that bad. Wait, no, you don't have 240,000, but over the lifetime of your channel, you do for sure. For sure. I know on here I've got I get almost 1 million minutes a month right now on this channel of watch time, just to give you an idea of how much. But I mean, I have, hour and a half, 2-hour shows. So they needed to be for the past 30 days. No, you're kidding me, right? For the past 30 days, 240,000? Brother. Wow. That's ridiculous. Okay, so YouTube is doing that, which means that they're keeping all that money from the ads so they can run. Wait, does that mean you can't run ads? I got to look into that. Who said that originally? 4,000 hours of content or views. That must be 4,000 hours of content. Yeah, of views of watch time. 4,000 hours of watch time. George, is you know what? Maybe it is peak. It is hitting up that high. I'm turned down a little bit more. I hope that's not too low. I just turned down another dB, George. Sorry about that. Okay, Nari has 520,000 watch minutes. No, 52,000 watch minutes lifetime. Okay, which is 52,000 divided by 60, right? 866. That's, your videos are very short. That is, that really discriminates against people that make short videos. Dundo, is that true that YouTube is not profitable? Oh, Nathan, you have 52,000 watch minutes. Sorry about that. I don't have my glasses on. Sorry. Well, that's 866 hours. If anybody has that link, send it to me, because that's pretty outrageous. YouTube was relaunched to be smart TV friendly, but Casey Neistat said they'll be changing their business model soon. Stefan said, speaking of YouTube, automatically unsubbed you from this channel. How's that possible? Sad old dude, George. Do I make any money with ads in YouTube? I mean, I make some money. I get 1 to 2 million views, 1.5 to 2 million views a month, something like that. It's, depending on the time of year. This time of year, it's worth a couple $1,000s for a couple million views. Before Christmas, they pay a lot more during that time. During the first 3 months of the year, it gets cut down dramatically what they pay. So the only people that are making money are getting, people that get, it's 4,000 hours in the past 12 months. Wait, it's 4,000 hours in the past 12 months. Ad providers probably complain they don't see enough clicks. I'm sure that that's what it is, honestly. Um, yeah. Um, it's unbelievable. What are you going to do? Has been a giant casting for their paid TV. Stefan, your first reaction waking up this morning was that the channel got deleted as it was not showing up in your homepage. Then I searched for the channel and found it was no longer subscribed. So you resubscribed then? I'm not sure. Jim asked how YouTube Red does. I don't know. I actually don't subscribe to YouTube Red. Scooby-Doo, yes, about that much a month. That's including both channels. And that's with a lot of watch time. There's already 45 members on the forum. That's amazing. Previously, 10,000 public views, which was easy to get, Nathan, because your first video got 155,000. People use ad blocker that Chrome supports. I don't understand. Google owns Chrome, and they make an ad blocker. And they make an ad blocker that keeps them from making money on YouTube. That's, yeah. YouTube isn't profitable, Dundo says. Just watch interview. CEO said in 2016, let's see, had to buy servers constantly to keep up with 60 hours that are uploaded every minute. Yeah, I can see that. Aaron left the links for the forum there. Hassan, okay, so hold on. Oh, he had a bit.ly link. He put a bit.ly link in there. Pat, no connection between what I am saying and the comments you're seeing. None. Interesting. Wait a second. No, I'm up to date on the comments. George said you may be out of sync. Use the FF. I don't know what that means, but Aaron, are you still there? Do you have the bit.ly link that you can put in? They allow it. Beato Music Forums. There we go. I mean, I can put it in here now. I think it's like this. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Click on that. That'll get you there, I think. That's not the... YouTube was unsubscribing people randomly. That was definitely a glitch. Nari saying hi, Pat. Maurizio, no, you can put up a profile pic. Go for it. Be great if you put up profile pics. I love that. We have a question here. What do I think of an AKG C451? You know, honestly, with digital recording, they didn't used to sound good when they first came out because they were too bright. The new ones, I got rid of them. I'll show you what I use in its place. Hang on. Hang on, I'm coming back. Let's see here. Of course I can't find it. Wait. Okay. I'm back. This is an AKG 451 EB. Let me turn it this way. See if it'll focus on it. Oh, this is a 452. Well, same thing basically. Extended band. These are old mics that you can buy on eBay. This thing here is this black thing here is a 10 dB or 20 dB pad. It's a minus 10 dB pad on here, but this is the old school version of it. They also make an old school 451 that you can buy for a lot less money than a C451. That's an older version of the 451 EB, and they're really great sounding. Like I said, I bought that on eBay for years ago for, I don't even know how much, 350 bucks, something like that. Maybe 400 bucks. They're on sale for 450 bucks. That's about the price for a new one. Used ones are about the same, honestly. What's my favorite ribbon mic? The Coles 4038 for sure, Prince. No question about it. No comparison. I also like the Royer 121. Is a great ribbon mic. There's a lot of great ribbon mics out there. Beyer Dynamic, the 160 is a great ribbon mic. That's the mic that they use to do the drums on When the Levee Breaks. The 122 is a great mic as well. The Royer 122 is a great. All the Royer mics are great mics. Some are super expensive. Some of their stereo ribbon mics, they have ones that use phantom power. They're all really well made. Super consistent too. They're very dark. The Coles 4038s are dark too. The Royers are extremely dark though. Very, very dark. But the Royers, or the Coles sound killer. They're expensive for a pair though. It's probably about $2,500 for a pair of Coles, but and the Royer 122 Scooby-Doo is a phantom powered mic. AEA makes very nice RCA copies. I mean, if you can get an old RCA, they have a couple different ribbon mics. The 44, their ribbon mics are great, but the ADA mics are killer for ribbons. You just have to be careful with ribbons. That's the thing, is that there's a guy named George, I think his name's George Cloud. He uses a cloud booster. He has or it's called a cloud something. It's something that will protect ribbon mics that you can plug into. So if you accidentally turn on phantom power, it won't fry the ribbon. That's the problem with ribbon mics. You got to be very, very careful. Okay, so I'm getting asked about the axe effects. So I've been using it for a couple days now, and you have to use it with the a computer. You absolutely cannot program it. That's a weakness of it. It's a real weakness that you need a computer for the interface, but the interface is incredibly in-depth. It's so in-depth that it's kind of a pain to use, honestly. And my laptop is Ken, does it feel good? I don't know it well enough to program sounds. Do I like it as much as a real amp? No. And it sounds great. I haven't used it for production though. I'm just using it for feel, to play with, to practice with. And it sounds good, but does it sound as good as a real amp does in the room? I'm not sure. So I owned a Kemper before I bought that. I bought a Kemper that I sold to Rhett. Well, really to Rhett's dad. He bought it for him for a birthday present. I had the Kemper for about a month, which I thought was okay. My assistant Ken, who I talked to earlier tonight, we were talking about the Kemper because Pat Metheny, my brother told me before I came on that Matheny is endorsing Kemper now, and sent me a video of him. And he was talking about how it's not practical to bring out gear live. And I mean, that's really the reason that people have moved to these things, is that people just don't have the budgets to drive around with, with these things. Now, when I went to see Avenged Sevenfold, my friend Sinister Gates, he is using a real amplifier, but Metallica, who they were opening for, were using Axe Effects. John Petrucci uses his Mesa custom amp, but he uses Axe Effects to do all his modulation effects, his delay effects, reverbs, all that kind of stuff. And they do MIDI switching with that, so he can pull up all the sounds. So, for people like Matheny that use a bunch of different sounds, it's probably a lot more consistent from night to night. For him to use, he can do fly dates. He's got all the, all the pedals you bought were a waste. I don't think so. I really don't think so that the pedals are a waste. I'm finding, if you play with a really saturated sound, I'm sorry about that, George. I'm definitely not clipping, so you can actually turn down your audio input on your computer to where it's I don't know why it's clicking. Pedal exchange on the forum. How does it sound in mono? I've not used it in mono yet. Have I used the Axe Effects without the cabinet simulator, my own IR responses in my DAW? No. You get killing sounds. Ken says you get killing sounds for recording that way. What's up, SB? Check out Celestion Impulse responses. Yeah, American Devil said you watched a video today using pedals through the Axe Effects. I don't see that. Seems to make no sense to me with to do that. So and I was asking my friend Daryl about using particular sounds. If you can create a sound, for example, they have a freeze effect, Electro Harmonics, a bunch of companies do, where you play a chord and it'll sustain the chord, and then you can play over it. And he said, well, you can't really do that on it. There's just a lot of stuff that you can do with a real amplifier, doing looping and things, and I mean, I guess the Axe Effects can take the place of that, but I don't see. I just don't see. I don't know. I need to get more into it. The thing about the Kemper that I like is that it works just like an amplifier. It has the knobs right on it, which I don't know why. I'm not sure why Axe Effects doesn't have that. Well, I'm probably because they just hadn't developed it, and it takes up less space. But George, you're using MainStage 3. That's your new FX hardware, okay? I've had people come in with MainStage in the studio here. Periphery uses only for stage volume. The tone is the fractal. Now I heard that Periphery is not using amps, even though he's endorsing a PV amp. He's got his own custom model. Aaron's signing off. Any complaints, post them on the forum. There you go. And we'll get on it. Um, thank you, Aaron. Anyway, so the Kemper is really a great snapshot, I think, of a sound. But when you adjust when you adjust the tone knobs, it changes the sound dramatically. So it's whoever just said that it's strictly for that it's that it's for convenience. That's it. Let's see. Comprehensive sound programming, XFX integration into low stage volume situations is unparalleled. Just a different thing than a pedal board into a tube amp. Okay, I'm going to poll the audience. Is there an extraneous audio noise that people are hearing? Because George is hearing this. Is anybody hearing a noise, a distortion, or clicking right now? Misha is using his PV invective. Okay, nobody's hearing this. Negative, no. Wait, yes, crackling. Prince is hearing crackling. There is noise. No. No. Sometimes, John says sometimes like a static noise. Yes, a crackling. Okay, so I'm looking at OBS right now. I don't see any clicking. If I turn down even more, tell me if this is, I turn down a couple more dB. Is the audio any better right now? Hello, test 1, 2, test, test, test. Is the audio, do you notice the audio being any different? Yes, it is faint. Is it too low now? You don't hear anything unusual, not hearing it. On headphones, I haven't heard it yet. How do you get to the forum? Can somebody post the forum? When you turned it, it crackled. Interesting. Faint static in background. That must be OBS. Here, this is the noise is gone for you. Okay. Just heard clicking. Sounds perfect again. Oh, there it is. You heard a crackle when I turned it. Crackle here. It's when you're adjusting it. OBS will do that. Okay, well, there you go. The clipping is still there. Not a lot, though. You hear it about every 40 seconds. Sounds like a connector noise. It's not, there is no connector, really. It's the... do you have any fans nearby? Well, there's the fans in the computer. Check 1, 2, 3. I'm way minus 6 dB on this. Sounds like a tube. It's not a tube. Joe says, what are we hearing? There's no clipping. Okay, so I'm going to move on from that. Not digital clipping, it's random crackle. And I don't have a nylon carpet here. Maybe my cell phone? Could be. My cell phone's over here. I tell you what, I'll move my cell phone way away. You know, that actually could be it. Okay. There's a question. Dave writes, Dave, I don't recognize you. This is good. Have you ever had a season in your career that you found it hard to enjoy music? If so, how did you get through it? That's a really That's a really good question. That's a great question. Um, well, I went through times when I didn't listen to music ever for enjoyment. When I was honestly producing a lot, I would never listen to music for enjoyment for years, years and years, and it was really depressing. Um, it was. It wasn't until Dylan was when my wife was pregnant with Dylan that I started to get back into music again. Because I would work on sessions. I wouldn't have music go through my head at night, but I would. But when you hear the same stuff over and over, it was the phone. Okay, there you go. That makes sense. It was the phone. That totally makes sense. That would be. It must be searching for a signal. Um, you know, that's a great question. So I rediscovered music again when before Dylan was born and when Dylan was born. Um, I rediscovered listening to music, and I rediscovered things like Iden, honestly, because that was the thing that I. Um, okay, if you just heard it, my phone's over there. Nope, still crackling. Okay, I don't know, George. I don't know what it is. Um, I'm on OBS. I'll ask Aaron tomorrow when the talk got louder. Okay. Turn yourself back up a bit. Okay, here I will. There we go. I'm up a couple dB here. Um, so when I started listening to music again, and I made these playlists for Dylan, um, I it was exciting to me because I was thinking, okay, here's this baby that is going to be born, and what are the sounds that I want him to hear first? Um, then I started searching through all my music, and I said, what is it? I want to play this high information music for this kid that's going to be born, this Dylan kid. We knew he was going to be called Dylan long before he was born. So I started picking things out. And I said, okay, I'm going to play this, I'm going to play this. And I started with all Iden's music. And then I said, okay, I'm going to play. I didn't play anything when in I didn't play anything that had any drums when Nina was pregnant. It was all things that nothing that would startle a baby. So I'm not Leopold Mozart. No, I am not. Um, but it was mostly solo pieces and things with light orchestration. Nothing with horns, nothing with brass that would startle a baby in utero. But once Dylan was born, I started introducing jazz and things like that. I would have jazz on there, but it would be solo piano jazz typically, or solo guitar, or things with guitar. Nothing with nothing nothing with drums on it though. But once he was born, he would he we listened to all different types of things. No Nirvana. Nirvana. I started playing Dylan Rock when he was 2, and then we went right into Zeppelin and AC/DC and everything. All classic rock. And played Nirvana, things like that. Dylan picked up this little ukulele guitar, playing it left-handed immediately. So I was like, oh, Dylan's a lefty. But Dylan sucked his thumb from right when he was born, and he sucked his left thumb, and that's how you tell if they're left-handed or right-handed, if they suck their thumb. That's the hand that they use, their dominant hand. So, anyways, that's when I really got back into music again. Does Dylan like Zeppelin? Dylan loves Zeppelin. I have videos of Dylan when he was 3 singing Black Dog and singing all different Zeppelin tunes. But he would always kick when as soon as we start playing music, Dylan would immediately start kicking. That's when I started rediscovering music. Honestly, that was a big thing, huge thing. It changed my life. Honestly, was rediscovering music I loved, and it made me hate producing even more. Does he have a secondary dominant hand, George? Yes, he does. Dylan throws with his right hand, and he kicks with his left foot. He throws with his right hand, and he bats right-handed, and he swings a golf club right-handed. That's a good one, George. I like that. We need a sayings a thing on the forum for great sayings. Mine was always the one I lived by was the only truth is action. My friend Paul, when we were in college, had that on the refrigerator, and I always kind of lived by that. The only truth is action, because people like to talk. So many of my friends, so many people I meet will talk about doing things. And then when it comes to actually doing it, that's the tough part, is actually doing it. Peter Smartisms are the favorite sayings. That's what it'll be. Peter should have his own category. That's great. That's where we'll put all the sayings. That's perfect. Peter Smartisms. I love that. He's going to love that. So I really think that that it's important to be a finisher. Coffees are for closers, right? That's the biggest thing. My brother-in-law called me up today, and he said he was asking me. He said, "Hey, I need to set up a second YouTube channel for my business. How do I do it?" And I was just sitting around watching a movie on my phone, and so I said, "Hang on," and I go to YouTube, and I go just on my phone. I said, "I just hit go to switch account, and it says add account. Just hit the plus sign, sign in. You can do it under your own thing." I said, "That's how I added my second channel." He's like, "Okay, cool." He goes, "I've been trying to figure it out on my desktop." And I said, "No, it's easy. You can set it up right on the phone. It'll take you through some things here." But anyways, he says to me, he's like, "Man," he goes, "Congratulations on the 200,000." And he said, "That's really amazing." And I said, "Yeah, I know. And I always say I've worked hard to work this hard. That's one of my Jari. I always wait for you always come in at the right time there. All talk equals low teachability index. Talking action equals high teachability, taking action, high teachability index. There you go. Nobody goes to that restaurant anymore. It's too crowded. That's a Yogi Berra-ism. I love that. Please put that in there. Ray, you got here very late. At least I'm a finisher. I mean, that's ultimately what this is, right? This is all these things, all these projects. Whether it's I looked up this evening. I was having a discussion about Beethoven, and it never occurred to me that whether Beethoven died when he was 57 or 56. So I looked it up, and he died in March. He was born in December of 1770, but he died in March of 1827. I don't mean to be smiling about Beethoven's death. Beethoven died when he was 56. He had not even turned 57. Well, I'm going to be 56 in 3 months. And I'm just starting to do stuff right now. And Beethoven had already finished virtually everything that he was to write in his entire lifetime. All the things that we have to listen to, Beethoven had already done by 56. you know, it's pretty remarkable. But had I not done this channel, we do live longer. That was the point. You know, that was one of the things that I thought about. Um, Newton did all his major work by 24. Well, that's my thing about 24 to 29 is when when your brain is at peak processing speed, essentially. Um, but but typically, and I mentioned this the other night, composers do their most adventurous work usually at the end of their life. Whether you're Mozart, Bach, Art of Fugue, Beethoven, late string quartets, Ninth Symphony, um, that's you know a lot of mathematicians do their best work when they're young. No question about it. Um, you're a drumming foot. I'm not sure what that means. Apple Rant. Andy Summers, 35 to 43. There you go. Um, yeah, so Eduardo says the Art of Fugue or Gross Fugue were not done early on. That's what I'm saying. As composers, when people have time, the only thing that I think that it's for improvising is where it makes a difference. It doesn't make a difference for composing. I think it makes a difference for improvising, that the brain is more adept and more creative early on. And I just, for the most part, most jazz musicians, it will. But you're doing drums with your legs. I know my legs are shaking. Maybe that's what makes the noise. I'll try and keep my legs still. I have my restless leg thing going on. Um, my favorite Matheny playing is all before he turned 30. I thought his playing peaked. Not that he didn't have great things after 1984, but he turned 30 in 1984, which happens to be when I felt like it was the pinnacle of his playing. Really, between 82 and 84. But Joe Pass did Virtuoso when I think he was 43, and that was his best record as far as I'm concerned, his best playing. Oscar Peterson, um, Oscar Peterson was playing his best playing in his early 50s. Coltrane died, I believe, when he was 43 or something. But when he was playing his best, early 60s, it's really different. I mean, it's different. People play different things later on in their lives, and but I believe that there is something to the as you get older, your experience and your ability to contemplate things. I mean, I think very differently than I did when I was. Thank you, Daniel. When I was 25, when I was 30. I mean, no question about it. I'm a much better musician than I was at that age. No question about it. I'm the best musician that I've been, not guitar playing wise, but I'm the best musician that I've ever been right now. Coltrane died of liver cancer. That's correct. He did. He probably had hepatitis. A lot of these musicians did then, and then he got liver cancer. Young minds, George says, young minds have a freedom from the known and experiment more. Totally agree. Totally agree. Andy says here, you're more self-analytical 50 than before. Rick, the brain compiles, Prince says, the brain compiles what it knows and forgets the inhibitions. Um, um, you'll notice Coltrane is holding his side in some pictures when he's right near the end of his life. I believe, right where his liver would be. You thought a Coltrane ran over him. Just kidding. Stefan, nice. I believe he was a heroin addict when he was younger. I got nervous when I stopped tapping my foot. Is that right? Right where his dentures would be. Right, exactly. Anyways, so it's really interesting to think of that. What's my advice for people hitting 24 to 29? Just keep doing what you're doing. Work hard. That's my advice for people that are 8 years old. Greetings, Tyler, and thank you on the 200,000. Appreciate that. William S. Burroughs used heroin daily up until he died at 86. So I really think, honestly, look, I'm living proof of doing my best work in my late 50s, mid 50s. So there you go. I mean, that's just my own personal experience. What's my middle name? John. Like John Lennon. John. Not like my brother, who's Jon. And I don't think that McCartney died. So I believe that people can keep learning. So Rick, after seeing some of the other content, you've been blessed with full coverage with the beard. How many subs to bring it back? I have to. My brother's middle name is Joseph. I have to finish my ear training course, and I will grow my beard back out. So, but my beard, when it grows out this time, will be Gandalf-esque. It'll be the color of my sideburns here. See that? My whole beard will be that color. Like that. It'll be awesome. Joel, inspirational. You're 28, but you've got a lot of learning and creating left in you. Oh, man. You're just getting started. Like I said, I know more now than I ever did. I go back and I listen to things I did when I was in my 20s, and they were horrendous. I can't even listen to it. I should do a college level music theory course on my Beato Academy. I'm going to do that. I mean, that's kind of the when I when I get around to it. Gandalf Beato. What about somebody who's 60, Peter? Oh man. Right up until the end. Elliot, your dad was studying right until the end. He told me he had so much left to learn. Totally agree. Peter Smart, 87 years old. He's practicing his guitar all the time. I video chat with him. He's sending me music. He is he's got a super creative mind. My mom, when she was in her late 80s, was super sharp. Always sending me stuff. Hey, check out this guitar player. Check out this singer. She would be listening to stuff. She'd say to me, "Oh, that guy has no talent." My mom, my old, You know, and talking to my mom, she had a stroke when she was 89. Right up until the day she had the stroke, she was so with it. Even after she had a stroke, it didn't affect her memory, but she was paralyzed, and it was horrible. The last year of her life was horrible. But my mom was so hip. You never, when you talk to her, you never thought, oh, you're talking to somebody that's 88, 87, 89 years old. It's like talking to Peter. When I talk to Peter, he is just like talking to somebody that's 25 years old. So yeah, so it's important to keep learning. I think that's really that's the thing, is just keep studying. That's why I'm doing this channel. It's not only for everybody else, it's for me too. So my mom lived to 90. My dad lived to 85. My mom was 90, almost 90 and a half when she passed away. And she smoked for 50 years, as my dad did. My dad lived to 85. But my mom had two aunts living, that one 103, one was 100. One of my mom's aunts is still living. And she's 96, I think. My mom's sister, my Aunt Virginia, is 90 or 91. She's doing great. She's still out traveling, doing stuff. So we have some serious. We got some long. We got some good genetics in the family. Did they speak Italian? My mom spoke Italian. My Aunt Marge, she spoke Italian or Sicilian. Did I ever smoke? Never smoked a cigarette in my life. I never smoked. I don't drink. The graveyard is the dead center of town. Your grandmother J-Bone just turned 90. People are dying to get there. Well, like my dad always said, he said, I got one foot in the grave and the other on a banana peel. That was his favorite saying. Do I have an organ in the studio? I have two organs in the studio. I have a Hammond M3, which is like a mini B3, with a 147 Leslie cabinet, and then I have a pump organ from the late 1800s. That's a quarter step sharp, perfectly a quarter step sharp. There's a guy in town here that I've tried to get that tunes pump organs only if they're sharp. And my last pump organ, before it got, the bellows rotted and it developed a hole in it. I had a perfectly in-tune pump organ, but the guy in town, his name is Rod Fudge. No lie. That's his name, Rod Fudge. And I've tried to get Rod to come down here and take my pump organ. He has a little trailer that he put my last one on and took it to his shop, and he tuned it. He actually shaves all the reeds. There are metal reeds in it, apparently. And he can only do it with things that are sharp. So, so that's cool. Don't fudge it. Joy DiFrancesca, you saw it in Alpharetta? I wish I'd seen that. I love his organ playing. Don't I occasionally have wine with dinner? No, never. My pump organ is a reed organ. Yes, it's literally, like that. It's you got to have tight abs to use it, to keep it going. I played it on many sessions. It's fun. You just got to keep the feet going. And is synth action or weighted piano action better for MIDI keyboards? Weighted piano action is better for MIDI keyboards, I think. They've got some, a couple companies have some decent action that's light. My old Roland that I use, that's right here, is called the RD150. It's from 1999. It weighs probably 80 pounds or so, and it's got all wood action in it. Let's see. Why do cemeteries have fences? Okay, why? Semi-weighted is a good go-between. Ever play the organ at the Fox Theater? No. I would love to play the organ at the Fox Theater. I'd like to play the organ at Emory University. They have a beautiful organ in their recital hall. People are dying to get in. There you go. Anyways, okay, so here's the deal. I've got a call coming in once again. I have a conference call at 11:30, believe it or not. So I have to go here, and I promise this is once again about this is a software thing that I'm dealing with that I have to figure out for. It's not Guthrie. No, this is a software. I need to do a software tutorial with somebody that's going to help me with InDesign. This is about my Beato book redesign. So I gotta figure this out. The forum, though, I will be on the forum later. Kids are off school tomorrow. I will be here. I'm going to Beato plugins. If you want to know about plugins I use or any plugin questions, I own just about every plugin you could ever imagine. Elliot, I want to talk about your dad and play some of your dad's music on here. I will do that. I will do that soon, like maybe this coming next week. I'm going to talk about your dad. Everyone, thank you. I'm going to start. I'm going to stop streaming now, and maybe hopefully it won't do it abruptly. Here we go. I'm going to try.